Hannah, it's 10, and I'm sick. And I don't really want to make a video, but I also don't want to be punished. These are the hard decisions that face me. I wrote some stuff this weekend. It's not really a short story or anything, it's just part of a book that's sort of in my head. But I figured I might read it for you, if you want. Background story for this horrible little section of writing. There's this kid, Merlin, who goes to a public school for magic. And his first day of public high school for magic, he has a little display in class that makes everyone suspect that he's a dark wizard. He isn't, but everyone suspects he is. And there's also this girl named November, who's kind of weird, who saw the little display. And right before the scene starts, Merlin's in the cafeteria, and everyone's whispering and talking about him, so he freaks out, and he runs up to the football field. So here we go. Merlin was suddenly pulled out of his wallowing by the sound of a voice. You know you're going to have green crap all over you now, right? He quickly sat up and looked around. Standing only a few feet away from him was a girl from his magic class with pink hair, November. What? He asked, blinking to adjust to the sunlight. The turf. This brilliant substitute for grass has the unfortunate side effect of leaving little plastic green pieces all over your clothes. They're pretty much impossible to get off. Merlin looked down at his shirt and pants. November was right. All over his body there were now little pieces of green. He tried to brush them off with his hand, and was frustrated to find that instead of coming off, they just stuck to his hand. Great, Merlin mumbled. November nodded, and then make us do PE class with these green little leeches. Why don't they just have normal grass? Merlin asked. They did at my middle school. November smiled. Why don't they pay the custodians to recycle at the school? Why do the English teachers care more about the format of essays than about their content? Why do girls here think that leggings are an acceptable substitute for pants? There are a lot of unanswerable questions about this place. November continued. With turf, though, I think the answer has something to do with them not wanting their precious little football players to get money. 'Cause, you know, God forbid they all get dirty while playing a sport. Merlin laughed half-heartedly. Yeah. There was a pause as November muttered, screw it, and sat down on the turf. So what are you doing up here? Merlin asked her. He had assumed he would be the only one on the football field at lunch. He wasn't even sure they were allowed to be up here. Trying to escape the cafeteria, November replied. And you? Merlin smiled sheepishly. Same. There was a lot of, whispering, and I just had to get out. You mean because everyone at the school is talking about your little display during magic class and they all think you're a dark wizard? Yep, that would probably make me leave as well. Merlin nodded, shocked by her willingness to so bluntly discuss the issue. November, oblivious to his surprise, continued without pause. I came up here because it was louder there and I wanted to write some letters. Not as dramatic of a reason, I realized, but not all of us could be the talk of the school in less than a day. Merlin didn't respond, but instead focused on scooping up little black circles from the turf and dropping them again into miniature mountains. He couldn't tell if November was making fun of him or not, and either way, he didn't really want to talk about what had happened. November must have sensed his discomfort, because she immediately changed the subject. So why'd you come up to the field? Oh, I guess it's just a place at the school where I feel the most comfortable. Why? She shot him a sudden look of disgust. Oh God, you're not one of those jock types, are you? Merlin laughed. No, definitely not. My brother is, though, and when he was in high school I used to go to all his practices to watch him. November put on a mock girly voice. Was he, like, the totally hunky star quarterback? Kind of, yeah. Oh, she seemed surprised. And you're not? I can't catch or throw a ball, so no. Wish I could tell you that I feel your pain, but... She pointed to herself. Only child. Merlin was not entirely surprised, and that's all I have. So, DFTBA.